Good day, everybody. It's the Warm, back for 999. We are in the middle of a pretty important moment here. We're firmly in the end game. But before I get back to it, I'd like to very quickly mention something for everyone. Just a little thing, not nothing that important. It's not related to 999 specifically, but just I just wanted to let people know if there are ever instances where, say, you make a comment, or if you make a comment, or if I reply to a comment, and then within the next episode, it doesn't seem like I'm responding to it, or if I don't mention it the next episode, or, just we could even have a conversation in the comments, but then if I make no note of it next time, I just wanted to let you know that's probably because I usually record one episode in advance. So I just don't want anyone to think that, I'm purposely ignoring you or, something like that. It's just that I've already recorded the next episode or I'm about to record the next episode. So there's really, by the time I'm actually playing there, I don't have the, you may not have made your comment yet, So if I talk to you in the comments or anything like that, know that it'll probably be the next episode, not the next episode, the episode after the next one that I'll actually get back to, whatever it is we were talking about. Just wanted to let people know. This isn't meant to be for any specific thing. It's just something I thought could happen, so I just wanted to let people know. Yeah, and I'm playing another game at the same time as this. I'll probably mention it there too. But in any case, yeah. So just that little opening spiel there. In any case, let's get back to this because this is endgame, man. We're there. We're getting the answers, and the answers we got are that it was, in fact, Ace who has been our serial knife attacker, going around willy-nilly murdering folks. And, of course, that is because he is, in fact, the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals, which we knew. And he knows precisely what is going on and who a lot of these people are, and is thus trying to defend himself against that. That's his motivation. And I'm glad I was able to see that. I'm sure most people do, but it's good that I've been able to do that. One thing that's interesting to me is there are a few things I wasn't able to get, even though I had the pieces. And I feel like this has happened to me before in, say, Umineko. That's the biggest one that pops into my mind, but other ones too, where, I got the puzzle pieces. I got the Ace has prosopagnosia. I got the Snake got killed, but it's not actually Snake. But I just wasn't able to piece it together that, the reason why Snake's alive is because Ace was intending to kill Snake, but he didn't realize it was Snake, so it was just a very simple connection, but I wasn't able to put the final pieces together, which I think has happened to me quite a few times in the past. So I'm not sure how to get better at that, other than, I guess, doing more of this, reading more mysteries and getting practiced at it, because other than that, I don't know how I would. Yeah, well, in any case, I'm glad I was able to get the main culprit. The only remaining huge mystery, of course, is Zero, which I'm still not sure about. I want to say Santa, and I think that Snake is a possibility. I do have the one thing I do kind of want to hold on to of, crackpot theory here is the 2-0 theory, and that there's actually two zeros. But, you know, still not sure. And the reason I'm not sure is because I think Snake, it's possible for it to be Snake. But as I said last time, I find it hard to believe he would put his sister in such a risk. So maybe it was, maybe Santa kidnapped Snake. He has him in that coffin, and then he released the Guy X, the unknown guy, which I'm thinking is a planner, one of the 4 planners. I think I addressed who I thought those were last time, but yeah. So that's my thought. But I'm sure we'll probably find out pretty soon, since we're just getting the answers now. So how about I shut up and get them, huh? Let's do this. Oh, and of course, yeah, this makes sense what Ace is saying here. He sounded as if he'd just finished doing nothing more exciting than describing the weather. Yeah, because he's gonna say, yeah, so what if I'm a killer? You know, we still need to work together to get through 9 Door, probably. For Santa, it was the last straw.
What the hell is this shit? You aren't going anywhere, you son of a bitch! We're gonna leave your ass here to rot!
Why? Because I killed Clover? That's ridiculous. Why are you so upset that I killed the little bitch?
Okay, now that's just... you know, you could say that Ace was being a ruthless CEO, defending himself and his interests and all that stuff. But this is taking it into being actively malicious, so a lot less sympathy for Ace now. Not that I had much, but that's yeah.
She was nothing to you. A stranger you only met a few hours ago. Am I wrong? You bastard!
Seven roared and lifted a fist that likely would have shattered Ace's jaw, but someone else was faster. It was Lotus. She stepped toward Ace, raised a fist of her own, and drove it straight into his nose.
Blindsiding me with a punch, huh? You've got some fire, don't you?
I would say to everyone, be careful, because he still has the knife, I think.
I confess, I rather like a tough woman.
He sniffed and wiped a small trickle of blood from his nose with a raised eyebrow.
Well, maybe you'd like another one then.
Before that, let me give you one of my own.
No.
Huh?
Lotus scarcely had time to blink. Ace snaked his arms around her and pulled Lotus's head back up against him. In the same motion, he reached into his coat pocket. Oh, my goodness. Not the knife. The gun. Okay. It was a gun. The revolver. Yeah, this is the one where it was Junpei, June, Santa, and Ace. That's right. So I guess he just took it while we weren't looking. Is that it? Probably similar to what's his face? Santa.
If any of you so much as blink, I won't hesitate to pull this trigger. I've already killed 3 people. Don't think I'm not ready to make it 4.
3 people? What do you mean?
Very well. Let me take this opportunity to illuminate you. The person who killed the 9th man was me.
Did you... Oh, are you the he? 9th man said he lied to me. He lied to me. Was that you? I remember asking the question.
Although I suppose to be more accurate, I encouraged him to get himself
Son of a gun, he is.
While we were examining the main staircase, he came to me and told me his name. I recognized it at once, so I gave him a little push. Just a little white lie.
He was another planet, right?
It seems the settings for the dead were altered. Now it only requires a single person to deactivate the detonator in the bracelet.
Wow.
Investigate what's beyond door 5. We'll meet again later. And with that...
Okay. Have a good one, guys. I'm going off ahead now. Well then.
Why is it stopping? God damn it! You lied! Open the door, please! I'm begging you! Help me! Please get me out of here! Get me out of here! Oh my god, oh my god! There's no time left! Listen! I was lied to! He lied to me! He put me in here!
Yep.
It was him! He killed me! It was him!
Should have said his name. We already decided on nicknames by that point. You should have just said Ace is him. Well, you know, he's in the throes of imminent death, so not much time to think about it, I suppose.
I had 4 reasons for killing him.
Well, he knew who you are. That's one.
As I said before, in the Nonary game, the
Yes.
number 9 bracelet is of utmost importance.
You'd rather just control it yourself instead of working with the guy? That's... Yeah, he's taking actively malicious to evil pretty quickly here.
If I had allowed him to keep such a useful tool, he, or it, would have become a threat to me. As such, I decided that he should be eliminated early on. I wanted the number 9 bracelet. If I could manage to obtain it, I would be able to manipulate the game as I saw fit. I would be unable to acquire the bracelet unless its owner was dead. That's the second reason. Even setting aside his number, he would have been nothing but trouble for me. He was aware of my past. He knew what happened here 9 years ago.
Yep.
It was important that I eliminate him before he was able to disseminate this information. Lastly, I wished to conduct a simple test.
Just to see if this was all real and not a...
A test to see if this Nonary game was
Yeah,
serious
yeah.
or a poor attempt at a joke. I needed to be quite sure. As such, I encouraged him to act against the rules so that I might observe the outcome.
Junpei glared at him.
I don't get your third motive. What the hell happened 9 years ago?
Didn't I say? The Nonary game was played. I planned it out, and I conducted its execution.
Why? What on earth was it supposed to do?
Yeah, so do you believe in the whole telepathy stuff? Is that something you buy into?
I don't really think I have any obligation to tell you that.
Of course you don't. Ace smirked. He was trying to provoke them, and it was working. Although Ace had paid very little attention to Lotus after catching her, the gun had never wavered from her temple. She looked quite pale, and when she spoke, her voice shook.
Hey, what's with this gun? Where did he get this?
Cargo hold.
Why don't you tell her, Santa?
Santa ground his teeth and glared at Ace.
The other side of door 6, we found the gun in the coffin in the cargo room, right? Bastard must have grabbed it when we weren't looking.
Indeed, I did. That was a pretty serious mistake, you know. Just saying you intended to leave it behind.
Ace laughed, a short, derisive snort, and gave Junpei a sickeningly pitying look.
Well, there isn't much time left. I'll be off then.
Yeah, because... There it is. Yeah, we know. And so, I was wondering if, you know, how much was behind door 9? And the thing is, this guy knows, you know, everything about the Nonary game, so if he's confident he can leave with just, you know, his bracelet, Ninethan's bracelet, and her bracelet, then I'm sure that's accurate. The only thing I would think to question that, though, is that, you know, Zero is the one orchestrating all this. And as Ace said last episode, Zero seems to have a pretty good lock on what he thinks he would do. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Nonary game, if this Nonary game doesn't, I wouldn't be surprised if this Nonary game doesn't necessarily end the same way the last one did. Or that you don't necessarily have to do the same thing. I think you get what I'm saying. Hopefully I'm making sense. But I guess we'll have to see.
Well, where are you going?
Do I really need to explain? I had assumed it would be obvious. I have the number 9 bracelet. And now I have Lotus.
9 plus 8 plus 1 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9.
Wasn't there a door with a 9 on it in the room that looked like a church? That's where you're going, isn't it?
And how do you know that?
Santa told me about it while we were looking for Clover.
I see. Well, you are correct. That is my destination. But now I must say goodbye to all of you. Ah, and please, don't forget my warning. Move and I'll pull the trigger. I don't need her alive to open the door, you know.
I'm pretty sure you're just gonna kill her later anyway. As he spoke, Ace began backing toward the door, practically dragging Lotus behind him.
Shit! He's getting away!
But we can't risk it.
Junpei, Santa, June, and Seven stood, frozen. Ace had the Ace had the face of a man gone mad. They had no doubt he would pull the trigger. Ace had reached the exit.
Now, Lotus, open the door for me if you would.
He forced Lotus to open it, then turned and addressed them once more.
Goodbye.
Then he stepped through the door. It fell shut. In the blink of an eye, they were gone.
Damn it!
As soon as Ace and Lotus were gone, Junpei and the others leapt for the door in pursuit of Ace. But as Junpei laid his hand on the doorknob, there was a noise behind him. Uh-oh. This is very poor timing. He looked over his shoulder. June was kneeling on the floor, breathing heavily.
Hey, June, what happened? Are you alright?
Santa ran to June and wrapped his arm around her before she could collapse all the way.
Jesus, you're burning up. Your fever's back. Are you okay?
June's fever had returned, again for no apparent reason. Her eyes were watery and her eyelids drooped. Her breath came in dry, shallow gasps.
I'm okay. Really, I'm fine. You should be worrying about Lotus.
She was breathing hard now, and she could barely summon the strength to talk.
But...
Junpei was torn. He couldn't leave June alone in the state she was in. But every moment they waited, Ace was farther away, and Lotus's life in his hands. What was Junpei supposed to do? June's eyes drifted to Junpei's. She managed to muster a weak smile.
Don't worry about me. I just need a little rest. I'll be fine. Don't you remember? I just needed to rest a little bit last time. So please save Lotus.
Think about what Ace has already done, Junpei. When he's got what he needs from Lotus, you really think he's just gonna let her walk away?
Damn it. You guys go on ahead. Soon as June starts feeling better, we'll follow you. Go!
Well, I don't like this. Considering what I think Santa might be, I do not like this one bit, actually. Junpei looked at June. She nodded once. She couldn't manage much more. But it was all the confirmation Junpei needed. His resolve was set.
All right. Come on, Seven. We're going after Ace.
Hell yeah!
Santa, you take good care of June. I'm trusting you. Got it.
Santa nodded. It's... Why wouldn't Junpei say... Why wouldn't... It feels strange to me why it's not Junpei who says, okay, Santa, how about you and Seven go? I'll stay with June. Because we've seen how kind of crazy he gets in the past, wanting to be with her. Because what's Santa's excuse for staying here? It's just looking after June? Junpei could do that. Well, I guess we're doing it. We're doing it. Okay, Santa nodded. Junpei turned before he had a chance to change his mind and started running toward the door. I still do think if we're going with if I'm going with my 2-0 theory, and the fact that, I originally thought that the Zero voice we heard was like a woman's voice. It could be the two of them are Zero, both June and Santa. Because there has to be something about Junpei and June we don't know yet. There has to be a connection to the Nonary game that we just don't know. Unless they're just two random people, but that feels a bit off. Okay. Junpei turned before you could hear Seven's heavy footsteps behind
Let's
her.
go!
Junpei and Seven exploded into the hallway, their feet pounding the metal floor as they ran. The issue is, what are we going to do when we get there? I mean, our position hasn't much improved. We lack a gun ourselves. We're probably just going to find her dead. Junpei and Seven had finally arrived at the church, exhausted and out of breath. As their lungs struggled to catch their breath, their eyes frantically scanned the room.
Where are they?
I don't see them.
You think they already went through?
He reached up to wipe a palm full of sweat from his brow.
Maybe.
Go check the red. Go check. Even as he spoke, Junpei was already on his way to the larger of the number 9 doors.
Let's check the red.
Not that one. The display panel read vacant. He spun around and headed toward the smaller door. This red would tell him if Ace and Lotus had moved to another room.
Engaged. It's occupied.
Okay.
That means Ace and Lotus went through here.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Junpei and Seven stepped away from the door. They retreated to the center of the room and began to talk.
What do we do now?
Yeah, what should we do? Well, the big door is still vacant, but...
The two of us can't do anything with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even counting how our digital route isn't 9.
Just then, as they were pondering what to do next. Oh. Are we going to finally see it? What was inside? There was a noise like someone hitting a thick wooden panel.
What's that sound?
Junpei looked up surprised. Seven followed suit, his eyes jumping around the room, looking for the source of the sound.
It's coming from over there.
It wasn't long before they found the altar. Or, more precisely, what was on it.
The coffin.
Yeah.
Let's open it.
How?
By force!
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Well, you never know till you try, right? The only necessity for success is the willingness to suffer 1,000 failures.
Who said that?
I forget.
Sounds nice, though.
Anyway, we've got to try.
Junpei and Seven leapt at the coffin. They grabbed hold of what purchase they could find and pulled.
Damn it!
See? Didn't I tell you? If you could just pull it open, why would it have something like that?
Seven pointed at a keypad on the side of the coffin.
Right. So unless I put in the right passcode, it's not gonna open.
If there's someone in there, could they yell or scream at us or something? The noise hadn't stopped. In fact, as it continued, it had only gotten louder and more forceful. What were they supposed to do, Junpei wondered.
Was there some sort of clue somewhere?
Ooh, we had this before. What happens next? They stood there for a few moments, staring at the coffin, and then Seven spoke.
Hey, Junpei. I remember you mumbling about some weird numbers over by the bathroom in the first-class cabin.
You think it's the same?
You got those numbers by solving the secret message Clover was holding, right? Truth had gone, or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. What about it?
Well, maybe that number's the passcode for this thing, too.
Come on, that's impossible.
Well, it's not impossible, Junpei.
Those numbers were the code to unlock that safe.
Yeah, but the person who set up that safe in this coffin is the same person, right? Zero set up both of these.
Like, even if it's unlikely, which I don't know if it's unlikely, you may as well try it. I mean, I don't know if there's... It's not like you put in the wrong code, it'll explode, right? Just try it.
Yeah, probably.
Well, then they might have set the same passcode for both of them.
That's ridiculous.
Look, Junpei, we don't have any other ideas right now.
Just try it. I mean, it's not like you'll make things any worse.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd just be a waste of time. There's no way they're the same number.
Junpei, it takes seconds. Just do it.
How do you know that? You never know until you try. The only necessity for success is the willingness to suffer 1,000 failures.
Ooh. He's got you, Junpei.
Who said that?
You.
All right, that was a very quick turnaround on
Fine.
that. Okay, he knelt down in front of the keypad and looked at it. Perhaps because he'd repeated them so many times before, the number came easily to Junpei's mind.
1438 3421.
14383421. Quickly, he typed them in. 83421. He checked that he'd entered the right numbers, took a deep breath, and pressed the E button. It took only a moment. Oh!
What? You gotta be kidding me.
Now that number's been used twice, I wonder if there's more significance to that number that I just don't know. There was a click. Come on, Snake. And with a heavy clunk, the lid of the coffin slid off onto the floor. Someone sat up from inside.
Snake!
Hey, it's our boy. I knew it.
You? Why?
Ah, those voices. Junpei and Seven, unless I'm mistaken.
Interesting wardrobe you got there. Does this mean... Was Guy X wearing this and you did a swaparoo, or what? Because that has implications.
Where are the others? Are they elsewhere?
Of course there's no reason Snake would have known anything about where anyone else would be. Well, sorry. Of course, there was no reason Snake would have known anything about where anyone else would be. Junpei said, ooh, yeah. Clover's super dead right now. Okay. Junpei and Seven looked at one another. There was a great deal he needed to know, but let me check first. No, we don't have it. They had to tell him something, however, so they began to talk. Snake explained to them how he came to be locked in the coffin. Apparently he'd been hit with some sort of knockout gas. Okay, and Junpei and Seven explained what had happened to the rest of them. Okay, assuming Snake's telling the truth, I don't think he's Zero then. I think it's probably... I think if it's just one person, I think it's just Santa. If it's two, I think it could be Santa and June. That's final answer. Lock in. That's what I'm going with.
I see. I believe I got the gist of everything. Have I been sufficiently caught up?
Well, your sister's dead. Did we tell him that? Yeah, that's what I thought. No, there was one thing they kept from him. There was one thing, however, that neither Seven nor Junpei could bring themselves to say. That Ace had killed Clover. They feared that if Snake knew, he might well go insane.
Yeah.
They decided as much by a look the moment Snake had climbed out of the coffin.
But that still doesn't explain why you were trapped in here.
We've still got no clue about Zero's true identity, let alone why the hell he's doing all this.
Actually, I'm curious. Where does that go? That goes to 2. Where is 2 again? One door goes to there, yes. What's the 2 door? Where's the 2 door? Three, 8, 7, 5, 4, 1, 6. I feel this is really important. Well, it'd be important to my theory. To get to 9, you have to go through 6. Is that right?
Why did he put Guy X in Snake's clothes? Is all this stuff somehow related to that nonary game that was played 9 years ago?
I would assume so.
Hey, Snake, do you know anything?
Junpei put the question to Snake. His answer was less than illuminating.
What are you talking about? I apologize, but I have no idea what you're saying.
Now, that's interesting. Clover seemed pretty certain that you were a part of it, and you were, in fact, on this boat. Also, I just noticed, actually, so on this uniform that he's wearing, both symbols are on it at once. So maybe it is just 1-0 then. Maybe it's just Santa. But that really doesn't help me figuring this out. The question, I guess, is what I'm wondering about is how did Zero get Snake down here to this room? That's the question. It seemed as though Snake was perhaps not being entirely honest, but that knowledge did Junpei and Seven little good.
Oh, come on, just tell us if you know.
I don't know what to tell you. How can I know something I don't?
No matter how many times they asked, he insisted that he knew nothing. You know, it's weird, I should have said this earlier, but it's nice to hear his voice again. It's been a while. It was becoming clear that Snake wouldn't give in, and every second they spent asking him was a second wasted.
This is bad. We're running out of time.
We need to go after Ace.
However, they stood in silence, the overpowering atmosphere of the chapel almost stifling. Junpei, Seven, and Snake simply stood at a loss for what they should do next.
What do we do now?
He glanced over at Snake's wrist. Sure enough, he could see the 2 on the bracelet on Snake's wrist.
The 3 of us can't make a digital route of 9.
Yeah, we just get 5.
We're stuck here then.
Oh, hey, I just remembered something.
Seven began patting his pockets as if he were checking to see if they had anything. If any of them held anything.
What?
What is it?
I found something earlier.
What did you find?
This.
He'd finally found the pocket he wanted, and his hand dove into it. Seven pulled out something around. Oh, you went to, that's right. You went with Lotus to the captain's quarters. Of course. So Junpei has to get left behind. Wow. There's no mistaking the number glowing at them from the face like a cartoon eye.
0. Zero's bracelet.
What did you say? Are you saying that 7 has the number 0 bracelet?
Yeah.
Where did you get that?
Snake's question was innocent enough, but if he learned the truth, if he'd been able to see, he would have noticed Seven looked away.
Clover gave it to me.
She did?
Yeah.
How did she come by it?
Well, she found it. See, on the other side of door 1, A deck, the captain's quarters. She asked me to hold on to it because it was too big and bulky for her to be lugging around.
He's lying.
Junpei could tell right away that Seven wasn't telling the truth.
He even told us earlier.
I haven't actually looked at it yet, didn't want to disturb the crime scene, you know? Basic stuff. Well, I did borrow one thing.
Yep.
He probably said that so Snake doesn't find out about Clover.
All right, Junpei. Really nice knowing you.
Wait, what?
7 plus 2 plus 0 equals 9.
Come on, man, I'm just kidding. Still, just in case, I want to make sure the Zero bracelet gets picked up by the Red. Snake, give me a hand, all right?
Without waiting for a response, he started walking toward the door. Junpei and 7 followed him quietly. Before long, they found themselves in front of the larger of the two doors. 7 and Snake put their palms on the red. Once they'd done that, 7 put the number 0 bracelet on the scanner panel as well. Yeah. The third asterisk appeared on the screen. 0 plus 2 plus 0 equals 9. Now they just needed to pull the lever and the door would open.
Huh? Why isn't it opening?
Oh.
Well, the third asterisk lit up, so it must have registered the Zero bracelet.
Maybe it isn't actually 0.
Huh?
What?
That bracelet may not actually produce the number 0 when scanned.
Interesting.
That is what I'm saying.
Can you elaborate?
Why don't we try a few different combinations? Perhaps we can determine what number that bracelet actually contains.
I didn't see this coming.
Oh, got it!
Junpei nodded. Well, I'm confused. But I want them all to stay together, so I'm going to do that one.
Let's try all 3 of us and the bracelet.
Snake plus Junpei plus 7. 2 plus 5 plus 7 equals 14. 1 plus 4 equals
If this
5.
combination works, then the number for this bracelet is 4.
Wow. What a strange idea. Why? Huh. No.
It didn't open.
Then this bracelet is not 4.
Then,
We continued. Junpei and 7.
let's try me, 7, and the bracelet.
Junpei plus 7. 5 plus 7. 1 plus... or 12. 1 plus 2
If
equals
this
3.
combination works, then the number for this bracelet is 6.
They scanned in their bracelets.
It opened.
6. Same as June's. But why? I mean, surely not. Surely it's not the case that June's bracelet is 0, because we wouldn't have been able to do all of the combinations that we did, right? This feels really big. This feels very important.
Yes, so it would seem.
Someone clearly hadn't thought their experimentation would produce anything useful and looked rather confused. Snake was, as usual, calm and smug. The door slid closed. Junpei's forehead furrowed as he thought.
That means the bracelet is actually 6.
5 plus 7 plus 6 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9.
But how is that possible? The display on the bracelet clearly shows a 0.
Well, the display can be, you know, whatever. Rather than how, I'm wondering why. Suddenly, from somewhere far beneath them, they heard the creak and groan of tearing metal. Yeah, we're probably really low on time right now. Oh, no. With it came the sound of water pouring into parts of the ship that had until recently been dry.
Oh man, that's not good. I guess our time's just about up, huh?
At any rate, we know now that the door can be opened. Let's go!
But, Snake, are you sure?
Yeah. You know that only Junpei and I can go through this way.
You needn't worry. I have a solution to this problem. My last resort. But if now is not the time for last resorts, then when?
What's this now?
Last?
Resort?
And of course he's not going to tell us. Okay. If you wish. We made it. Junpei 7 the snake ran. Huh? Junpei 7 and the snake ran full tilt down a long straight hallway. They were headed for the stern of the ship and had no time for distractions. As they ran, 7 spoke.
Gotta admit, you really surprised me there, kid. I couldn't figure out how the hell you were gonna get out of that one. How come you didn't do that right off the bat?
As I told you, it was a last resort. Had I used it at the beginning of the game, I would have come under a great deal of suspicion. I imagine that most people would have taken it to mean that I was Zero. Once they'd convinced themselves of that, I wasn't optimistic about my chances of making it out of here alive, let alone unscathed.
Well, this feels unfair.
I felt it best to play my cards close to the chest, as it were.
We don't get to see what was beyond the door, and whatever Snake did?
That way, if I were in a situation where there was nothing else I could do, I'd have a little trick up my sleeve. I'd just take my bracelet off.
Snake's plan had been simple but effective. He'd simply removed his bracelet. How? Oh my goodness. Oh, a prosthetic on his left arm. Of course that wouldn't probably be possible, so how had he done it?
My brother's left arm
Of
is...
course.
It's not like a normal person's arm.
Of course. Oh, there's another instance. I had the pieces. I had the puzzle pieces. I just didn't think of it. Wait, are we beyond? Are we beyond the 9 door? He just went with us. That's where we are. It's not like we did some escape room and are now somewhere else. He just came with us. Okay? Is that it? Okay. I feel like I was confused.
It's fake. It's not a real arm.
Snake had slid the bracelet off and tossed it into the coffin.
I know this is kind of a weird thing to say, but I'm glad that's a fake arm.
You don't have to be afraid of the door if you don't got a bracelet.
You are correct.
He'd walked through the door easily, without authenticating. He stepped out the other side, unscathed, and began running down the hall alongside 7 and Junpei. Surely Zero... well, maybe Zero doesn't have to know, but... They kept running for a while longer, and eventually came upon a set of stairs leading downward on the right side of the hallway. They stopped and peered down the
I
staircase.
think these stairs connect to the bottom deck.
Doesn't look like it's underwater.
They nodded quickly to one another and jogged down the stairs. It took only a few minutes to make their way to the bottom deck. There was a single hallway in front of them, and at the end of which was a small door.
Let's go through that door.
Junpei threw it open. Oh my goodness. Inside was a massive iron gate. A plate was affixed to the top of it. Ooh boy. A red incinerator.
Incinerator?
Oh my. That doesn't sound very pleasant. Do you see a lever near the gate, perhaps?
Yeah, right over here.
How did you know that?
Well, I'd be happy to regale you with the story. I imagine it should only take half a day or so.
He was on this ship. He played the nonary game. Junpei grumbled, gave Snake a dirty look, and jogged over to the lever.
If you pull it, the door ought to open.
Got it.
He pulled the lever down. With the rumble of an ancient motor, the door opened. There was no need to hold back, no time to hesitate. They pushed their way inside. Standing in front of them were Ace and Lotus. Ace still held the revolver in his hand. It was still pressed hard against Lotus's temple. A small dark bruise had begun to form near the tip. Even from several yards away, Junpei could see that Lotus was shaking. She was terrified. But perhaps more interesting was what Junpei saw behind them. Another 9. Another number 9 door.
What? Why? Why is there another one?
The door stopped Junpei in his tracks. It simply shouldn't have been there. As his brain finally began to consider why, the whine of a warning klaxon filled the air, drowning out any thought.
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 9 minutes.
Of course it's 9.
Please evacuate the incinerator immediately.
Oh my, how exciting. You've run quite a show here, Zero.
A terrifying smile twisted Ace's face.
What's the matter? Too frightened to understand? Here, let me explain.
It's said that the incineration system is about to activate. In 9 minutes, this room will be engulfed in flame.
Who are you?
You don't recognize me? I'm hurt. It's me, Snake.
Snake? Oh yes, you are alive. I'm afraid your bizarre style had me confused. I'm quite glad to see that you're alive.
Ace's voice didn't change. Snake ground his teeth.
If you don't mind my asking, how did you get here? Snake, Junpei 7. The 3 of you couldn't have opened a door with a 9. Did you use Clover's bracelet, perhaps?
Uh-oh. That's not good.
What?
It would have worked.
Ah, well, your reaction suggests that you did not.
Hold on. Why did you think we'd have Clover's bracelet?
Junpei felt his chest tighten.
Oh, they haven't told you?
Told me what?
Clearly not. Normally I would take some time and enjoy the moment. But I'm afraid my time is at a premium just now. I'll have to make this quick. Clover.
Don't do it, Ace! Keep your goddamn mouth shut!
Clover.
I said stop it! Don't listen to him, Snake.
Junpei could feel his voice going hoarse, but Snake didn't listen to him.
What happened to Clover?
Ace looked at him. The corner of his mouth curled into the hook of a cruel smile.
Clover died.
The color left Snake's face. He shook his head weakly.
No, that's not true. That's impossible. It's a lie. It has to be a lie.
Oh, it's quite true. I can assure you of that. I killed her myself, you see.
What?
Ooh, open eyes, Snake.
I'm sorry, did I stutter? I killed her.
What's the... Well, obviously he's forcing Snake to go crazy here, but what's the ultimate goal? Does he want Snake to run at him and he'll shoot Lotus, or what's the deal? Snake's face twisted into a mask of rage, mottled red rising to dot his pale skin. His entire body shook. He looked to Junpei, disturbingly like a demon.
I would have rather she died with less suffering. A bullet in her brain, perhaps, would have been ideal. Unfortunately, that would have made quite a bit of noise. Circumstances being what they were, I was forced to settle for the knife. The one the 9th man had, you remember. I believe I caught her just below the shoulder blade. I was rather lucky, in fact. My first thrust went right between her ribs. Her flesh was so soft. My knife slid in so easily. There was no resistance. That feeling was... I confess, I feel rather excited. It is a powerful memory. Someday, perhaps, I hope I can feel it again.
Incineration will begin in 7 minutes.
I'm going to kill you.
Snake's words were a guttural growl, barely audible.
What was that?
I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
Ah, so you're going to kill me. Please do. Come now. I'm waiting.
Don't do it! Don't listen to him, Snake!
Stop it, kid. He's screwing with your head.
Is there a problem? What are you waiting for, boy? Don't you want me to send you to join your sister?
Don't! The Snake!
Don't do it!
Snake could no longer hear them. Snake could no longer hear anything. Snake moved like a bolt of lightning. His scream echoed through the incineration chamber, full of rage and despair.
Snake! Snake!
Another scream filled the room. It was Lotus. She ran across the room toward Junpei, her eyes wide with terror.
Lotus! Hurry! This way!
Snake's ill-fated attack had loosened Ace's grip on her, and she'd made a run for it. No, but he doesn't have it. She reached Seven and Junpei and ducked behind them.
Incineration will begin in 5 minutes.
Give me the woman.
He raised the gun.
I need her. Without her bracelet, I will be unable to open this door.
1 + 8 + 9 = 18. 1 + 8 = 9.
Quickly now! I don't have time for your shenanigans.
The center of the room, Snake's body lay eerily still. He looked like a human larva, prone and vulnerable on the floor.
I see. Then it would seem I have no choice. The rest of you must die as well. Fortunately, I have 5 bullets left. 1 for Junpei, another for Lotus, and the last 3 for that lump of idiotic man you call Seven. I will take Lotus's body with me and leave this room.
Incineration will begin in 4 minutes.
Well, it looks as though our time together is at an end. I rather enjoyed playing with you.
Damn it!
Junpei could see Ace's finger tighten. He could see it beginning to squeeze down on the trigger. His body tense, preparing for the catastrophic impact of hot lead against human flesh.
Goodbye.
Then it happened.
Kill you.
Snake stood up.
What? No, that's impossible.
For the first time, Ace's composure broke. With obvious effort, Snake lunged forward 1 step closer to Ace, then another. He looked for all the world like a zombie.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
His voice was the mournful wailing of the undead.
Stay away from me. Get back. Stop. If you come any closer, I'll... Get away from me.
Little by little, Ace was retreating. Snake didn't stop. He continued his stiff, inexorable approach, his eyes twin pools of pure fury.
Listen to me. I said don't come any closer. Shit. You bastard.
That was 5, yeah. Ace's revolver leapt 5 times. 5 times in the air. In the incinerator. 5 times. Pardon me. 5 times the air in the incinerator was split by the crack of a bullet. Snake's body twitched as 5 clouds of blood and torn flesh leapt into the air across his body. A fine pink mist drifted from his body and disappeared. Junpei didn't have time to ponder what that meant before. And then his strength was gone. His legs crumbled, and his broken and battered body slid to the floor.
Incineration will begin in 3 minutes.
Finally, you're...
But Snake wasn't done.
I'll kill you.
Even as the pool of blood beneath him grew, he began to move. He half crawled, half slid toward Ace. One bloody arm wrapped itself around Ace's leg.
You won't get away.
And then the other gripped his thigh with strength that should have been long gone.
You son of a bitch! You're a monster! Get off me! Let me go, damn you!
He kicked at Snake with his free leg, driving his foot into Snake's face, his arm, his shoulder. It made no difference. Snake refused to release him. Once a snake has ensnared its prey, rarely does it release it.
This is it, Ace. We're going to burn to death together.
What?
Incineration will begin in 2 minutes.
Yeah, damn it! Damn you! Get off! Let me go, you monster! Okay, look. Think about it this way. My company owns a wonderful hospital. It has excellent doctors. You're not wounded too seriously. I'm sure they can fix you up easily. You don't have to die. You could be saved. Just let me go.
That is extremely late on that one, Ace.
Pathetic. Begging for your life.
Then Seven and Lotus began to speak. Junpei could hear tears in their voices and their words were strained.
Snake, that's enough! You can stop now!
Yes! He's right, Snake! You've done enough!
Come on, Snake, let's go! Let's get out of here!
No, I think he's super dead.
You have to come with us! We have to leave together!
No, he's super dead. I mean, he was shot 6 times in the chest. And we don't have any medical things to help. Snake turned toward them. He coughed and blood splattered across the floor. Then he smiled a sad sort of smile.
I apologize, but I'm afraid I can't do that. You'd best forget about me. You need to leave soon. I'm going to take him with me.
Shut up! Be quiet!
I couldn't save Clover. My sister died because of me. Perhaps this will begin to atone for that. Perhaps in the afterlife, she can forgive me. Now go. Go now. You have to go.
Incineration will begin in 1 minute.
God damn it! Shit! We're out of time! We gotta go!
Seven ran toward the exit. Lotus followed him, but Junpei couldn't move. There were white lines down Snake's cheeks where his tears had washed the blood away. He was broken, body and soul, and Junpei felt as though half of his own heart had been torn out. His eyes stung, and he tried desperately to swallow to clear the lump in his throat.
Junpei, what are you doing? You have to get out of here now!
Junpei's chest tightened, pulled taut by anger, misery, and a cold feeling of emptiness. Pure emotion surged through his heart, alongside the torrent of blood. He could feel it building in a tremendous wave, growing taller and taller and taller. And then it broke, crashing down with a thunderous force onto his shaken, unprepared mind.
Snake! Snake!
Junpei's rational mind was gone. He was driven by instinct now, and he launched himself across the floor at Snake and Ace. Or he tried to.
Wait! Don't be an idiot, Junpei!
He felt a hand grab him from behind. It was Seven. Before he had time to react, the larger man had pinned Junpei's arm to his sides and was hauling him back bodily toward the door.
No! No! I have to help Snake! 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 Get off of me! Let me go!
Incineration will begin in 10 seconds. 7, 6.
Damn it, I don't get a choice, kid! Don't blame me for this, alright? No.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Gates 2 and 3 are locked down, beginning incineration.
Junpei felt Seven's fist buried itself deep in his stomach, and then his legs turned to mush. Seven scooped him up in the same motion and leapt through the door. It slammed shut behind them. Junpei struggled to shaky feet. He glanced over to see Lotus only a short distance away. Junpei ran to the door.
He's...
There was a small window cut into it. Inside he could see Ace and Snake.
Shit! Damn you all! Why? Why? Why me? I don't deserve this! Answer me! Answer me, Zero! Why? Why? Zero! Zero! Zero!
He didn't know how much time had passed. He didn't know how long he stood there in front of the incinerator. He looked to the side. Lotus's face was ashen, and if not for the hand she'd put against the wall, Junpei didn't think she could have stood. Seven looked old and tired and used. His eyes stared at the floor, seeing nothing. Junpei said nothing. He simply began to walk toward the open door in the hallway they'd come down earlier.
Hey, wait! Junpei!
Junpei, where are you going?
He blinked when their voices broke the silence. He stopped.
You stay here. I'll go get Santa and June.
You're gonna bring them here?
How?
Don't worry about that. Just stay here and wait, all right?
He began to walk again. Now, don't say we're going to find them dead or something, because that would just throw everything off kilter. He looked over his shoulder and watched Seven and Lotus grow smaller and smaller. They stared back, not moving. He wasn't sure if they could. Do we even have time to do this, man? He turned around again. He knew where he was going.
I saw an elevator on the way here. If I can get it to work, then maybe...
Oh. Before long, Junpei found himself in front of an elevator. Next to the door was a button with a triangle on it.
Please work.
He pushed it, and the door opened.
Yes.
Where does this go? Son of a gun. Junpei was in the large hospital room.
June! Santa!
He kept calling and walked to the center of the room. They are gone. But try as he might, he couldn't find them.
Damn it. Where did they go?
Increasingly frustrated and increasingly worried, Junpei left the large hospital room. He had no choice. He would go look for them. Junpei's heart was heavy. He couldn't shake the feeling, but there was a part of him that felt it would be wrong to, even if he could. With every step he took, his legs felt more and more like lead. Sometime later, Junpei found himself at the chapel. He stepped inside, expecting to find nothing. But there on the red carpet in the center of the room, June. No, codenames didn't matter any longer. She was Connie.
Connie!
Junpei cried her name and ran. Like lightning, he ran across the room toward her.
Connie!
He stumbled to a stop. He looked down at her body, lying so still on the floor, he felt the icy grip of fear upon his heart. She was still, so very still.
No. It can't be. It's impossible.
Slowly, Junpei bent down toward her. His hands shook, and he felt very cold and very hot at the same time. He forced himself to look. Her back was moving. Slowly, it rose and fell. Relief washed over him.
Connie!
Junpei reached down and gently, very gently, lifted her up.
Connie, are you all right?
Jumpy?
Her face was pale and her lips were dry and cracked. Her eyes were blank and cloudy. They stared straight at Junpei but saw nothing. Trembling, Junpei wrapped his arm around her back. She was cold, very cold. Junpei tried to convince himself that it was only his imagination, but she felt as though she was fading away. He could feel his heart pounding frantically in his chest.
Oh man, Connie, what the hell happened to you? You feel...
Jumpy, I'm sorry.
Her voice was very faint.
I might not make it.
No way. I am going to let you die. I am going to save you, I promise.
Thank you, Jumpy. Thank you so much for everything. I was really happy to see you again, Jumpy. Really happy.
Oh, don't give me that I was crap. You're gonna see me again lots more times. You just gotta hang on. All right, Connie?
Jumpy, did you know you meant a lot to me when we were kids? I've liked you for a long time, Junpei. A really long time.
Junpei's vision had gone blurry. It took him a moment to realize his eyes were filled with tears. He could feel a piercing point of heat deep in his heart, like a white hot flame. He looked down at Akane. There was a crack of static from above his head, and a voice spoke.
Zero. You son of a bitch! Where are you hiding?
Junpei frantically scanned the ceiling for the source of the voice.
What the hell are you talking about? No, it hasn't. I'm not gonna let it end yet. I'm gonna get out of here with Connie. Why?
Because we chose the wrong path.
The wrong path?
That is correct. Your path is inevitable, however. Admit defeat. Where there is shadow, there is light. Where there is the absence of light, there is no shadow. So it is.
What are you talking about?
That is not. The loser has been decided.
I told you! I am not gonna lose!
No, you misunderstand. You have lost. I have lost.
What?
Junpei didn't have the time to ponder what that meant before he heard the door slam shut behind him. He spun around. There was no one there. Was it Zero?
Connie, wait here. I'll be right back, I promise.
She managed a single nod. Junpei laid her back down gently and let for the door. He yanked it open and shot outside. No one. The hall was empty. There was nothing moving anywhere.
Where are you? It doesn't matter. I need to get Connie out first.
He didn't want to leave Connie alone any longer than he had to, so Junpei turned around and headed back to the chapel.
Connie!
She wasn't there. She wasn't anywhere. She'd been lying there on the floor just moments before. And now she was gone.
Oh, God. No. Where is she? Connie. Connie!
In the coffin. What? This is...
Connie! Connie!
His cry split the heavens themselves. He screamed until his voice gave out. Then he screamed some more. But there was nothing. No answer. His voice faded away, and all that remained was cold, unfeeling silence. That was when he noticed it.
Huh?
A strange smell. One he'd smelled before.
Wait. This is... white smoke.
9 seconds later, Junpei's mind winked out. What? Oh, don't give me that. Okay, get rid of that. Well. Hmm. 0 lost.
Wait, it stopped?
Okay. Madness is right. Let's talk about some stuff I can actually talk about. Snake's death and sacrifice. That scene was it's pretty good, I guess. I know it is possible for someone to take quite a few bullets and survive. But usually that would indicate that either Ace has bad aim or Snake has a much greater will. Yeah, Ace seems cartoonishly evil here. In that whole scene, you know. I guess he was. See, I was wondering, why was he provoking Snake so much in particular? And I thought it was for some strategy, but no, actually. It seemed he just, got off on being cartoonishly evil. Yeah. So definitely satisfying to see him go in that way. At the end there, we were definitely having a conversation with Zero, right? Over the intercom. Because before we were wondering, you know, when we heard Zero's voice from the intercom, maybe that was just a recording and Zero could be one of us. But that seemed to be a conversation just now between Junpei and Zero. And then Connie just disappeared. But Junpei didn't die. He just got gas grenaded. Let me see something. What have we got to work with? We have... If Santa was somehow able to get there, that'd be 9. Zero said that they lost. So presumably someone made it there. We just didn't get to see it ourselves, I guess. Man. Oh, man. I don't know. I have stuff to think about. Yeah, okay. Well, I get the feeling last time will probably be our final episode, potentially. Since we only have that one section left. Now we know Snake is for sure in there. Which, that should be a pretty good scene, considering we have Clover with us, so that should be good. Man, what sort of weird black magic is Zero working with here? I feel like this is the final big mystery, and I do not feel up to the task here, up to the challenge. Well, we'll see. I'll have a couple days to think about it, and we will return here to see the last ending, I think. Alrighty. Hope you're all doing well. Hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.